So where are we?
We are in Runic Hall, room 230.
What's about ready to happen here?
We are going to be presenting CHAD, building autonomous automatically from a website.
Wow. This is going to be great. Is that a CrushBot? How are you doing, CrushBot? Yeah, great. It's good seeing you. Oh, jeez. There's some awkward steps here. Yes. It's Nora, and she's a plant today. She's a plant. Are you ready to be a plant?
Yeah.
So you can see the field. That was kind of an unforecasted oops. We couldn't get the field as high, you know what I mean? However, whatever. You guys sit back here, wherever you want to sit, but you'll be standing and stretching a little bit. Yeah, you go there. Yeah, that'd be good. I wish I would have brought a stand. I thought about it too. And then I wish I would have brought a phone holder. You know what I mean? Like one of those. I mean, it'd be worth buying one. I'm gonna go get one. You know, one of those things where it's just really stable.
Yeah.
And when you move it around. The cameras are so good now. You'd be hard pressed to buy a better camera in some regards. Hey guys. Just that was an oops. The table was down, or we don't have a table, you know, for the field, so it's down low. But you'll get a kick out of it.
This is not something you can play with. This is a serious toy that should not be played with.
You guys may want to sit close.
Sit wherever you want, but it's close is better. It's gonna happen quick. What time do we start? Oh gosh.
Just getting here.
Oh yeah. Well, we gotta start. Oh gosh. All right. Hey, tell them to just get started. They're not going to get like an extra 7 minutes. Let's just get fired up, eh? They're just coming in rolling. Yeah, they're just. But you're not going to get another 7 minutes, so you just get going. It begins at 20, so you're at +7 right now. When you guys are ready. So cool. It's really kind of rolling in slow. We're about +8 right now from the start of the session. So with a little luck, we'll be quick. You guys may do yourself a favor if you sit a little closer because the field's down low, and that was kind of an oops. Tortoises. Tortoise. tortoises. They're not. Turtles.
Yeah.
Multiple tortoises. All right, come on in, grab your seats. You'll all benefit from sitting as close as you can. I'm just a video guy. Sorry. Okay. Rock and roll. Go, 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 go.
What is autonomous? Autonomous is the period of the match in FTC where the robot drives itself.
But also, by team standards, autonomous is a long and tedious process that coders have to put themselves through every single season. It takes hours upon hours of work. By the end of it, there isn't enough time for the engineering notebook or time to refurbish the code. Eric, there has to be a better way.
Why, Jackson, what if I told you that you could program your autonomous in less than 10 minutes and have it end up within an inch of where you told it to?
No way.
It's true. Hi, I'm Eric,
And I'm Jackson.
and welcome to Chat.
Chad is an acronym for Chassis-Owned Autonomous Design.
Basically, it's an online interface that's hosted at ftcchat.com and completely free for everyone to use.
All you simply have to do is draw out your ideal autonomous, and Chad will do the rest for you, automatically generating your code in seconds.
Chat works with 4 different types of chassis. The traction chassis with 4 rubber wheels, the partial omni chassis with 2 omni wheels and 2 traction wheels, the mechanism chassis with 4 mechanism wheels, and the holonomic chassis with 4 omni wheels placed at 90-degree angles.
And again, while Chad does generate your code for you, it is not meant to be a finished product for your code. All it is meant to eliminate that tedious trial and error process coders put themselves through.
In addition, you can add your own sensors and extraneous functions if you want to do certain special things or just spiff the code up a little bit. Some requirements for your robot to have are a rev expansion hub, a certain type of chassis, and encoders on all of your motors.
Well, we know what we need now, and we know what it does, but how do we use it?
That's a good question. Let's talk about that.
All right, so when you're first starting out on the front page of our website, select your chassis. For this demonstration, I believe we're using the mechanism.
No, that would be the
Whatever works.
Yes. So now we're going to enter in the name, the gear ratio, and the dimensions of the robot. You can also enter in some custom options for the gear ratio, diameter, and constant rotation.
All right, finally, you guys are ready to start building your own autonomous. First, you select where you want to start on the map. Right now, we only have 4 pre-selected spots, but after we get the map revealed today, we'll be changing the spots to be equipped this year. Later on in the future, we will make it completely custom, so you choose where you start on the field.
And now we can actually begin designing your autonomous. So choose what type of step you want to do right here, and place your cursor over the field to specify where you want the robot to end up.
After you're done with the step, click done at the bottom of the web page. If you don't like the last step that you just made, we do have an undo button over on the right side.
And once you're done and happy with your autonomous, click the generate button to generate your code. And then copy and paste it in Android Studio to automatically have your code right there.
We should mention, make sure to calibrate the code to your robot. A lot of teams have already done this, but this is to make sure that we avoid problems of driving the robot later on down the road.
Right, so when you run your calibration file, your robot should move exactly 20 inches. If this doesn't happen, if it doesn't move at all, there's a page on our website called Tips and Info. Go to that page for troubleshooting. If it doesn't move 20 inches exactly, then you can change the bias towards the top of the program to make it move however far you want to. It's also beneficial to test turning and arcing if you want to be really thorough.
Finally, you're ready to put this code on your robot. Again, we should mention, make sure you've entered the device correctly into the file so it works perfectly for your robot. And clarification, this is for the chassis of the robot only. We're not coding the components of your robot that you'll be using. Only to drive around the field. We're not quite that nice.
Yeah, but still, pretty nice. Anyway, that about sums that up.
But Eric, we're not done yet. We should prove this thing works on the fly.
What a great idea. It definitely wasn't written in a script. All right, so let's open up chat. So this is live on the internet right now. We're going to choose, we have a partial omni chassis, so we're going to go ahead and choose that. Let's enter in the name. You there, what's your name? All right, let's call it Aaron then. We have a gear ratio of 20 motors. These are the correct dimensions for our robot, and we're going to start up here in the top right. So now we're going to take suggestions for what our robot is going to do so we can prove that it works on the fly. Anyone who wants a suggestion? Yes, you there.
Straight line.
A straight line. How original. How creative. All right, we're going to make
Perfect
a straight line.
options already.
Any more suggestions? Yes.
Turn 90 degrees.
90 degrees. Another original suggestion. We're going to move 90 degrees. Okay. Any more?
Way in the back. Logan.
Make it arc.
An arc.
Ooh.
That is a great suggestion. Let's make an arc. Let's say arc it to there. All right. That's a perfect thing. Demonstrates all three of the capabilities. Let's just go ahead and generate the code. All right. So now that we've generated the code, there's a few things we want to do. We're going to want to create a calibration file. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new class and we're going to call it Calibrate. Just like that. Go back to the website. It gives you a little calibration. Go copy. Go here and paste it right in there. Now we're going to make the actual autonomous. So let's just go ahead and create another class. I believe we called it Aaron. Just like that. We're going to go here, copy the generated code, and again, paste it right in there. And that's pretty much all you need to do. So we're going to plug our robot controller in right here.
Yes, measures of success.
And then, of course, the fantastic Grado build running. And after that, it will launch the APK, which will take approximately 7 hours. But once we get that running, we're going to take this robot, we're going to put it over there, and we're going to see if this works first time. Of course, we're going to do the calibration first. Let's just show you how that works. The calibration, so the thing about that is, it's not totally necessary for light robots like this one. So we use encoders, which means that it'll automatically sense how far your robot's gone. The calibration is simply, if you have a lot of weight, sometimes your wheels can slip a little bit, and that's just to account for that. All right, so now we've got it all set up and ready to go.
All right, if you guys can't see in the back, you can go ahead and stand up, fill into the aisles down here if you need to.
Put this down here, turn the robot on. So first we're going to run the calibration.
Yeah, first we're going to run the calibration to make sure that our robot is programmed right for this.
So set it up at the axles and go ahead and run that.
All right, here's calibration. It should move about 20 inches.
Wow. Okay, so we've got 20 and a half. So that's right out of the box is 20 and a half. And we're going to leave it at that. That's good enough for me. Now let's run the actual program, shall we? So let's see. It moves forward. Turns 90 and it doesn't.
All right, let's hope we don't kill anyone's feet here. That was terrible.
Well, it's only me move 30 inches, so.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
You can make it faster as well. That's one of the options. 90-degree turn and an arc.
There we go.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Normally that would take like 20 minutes, but it took us like 10 seconds. So, yeah. We love to have that other team. Oftentimes we do it
Alright, so we know that it does work now, and how about we just go over the ideation process that us as the Thunder Penguins had to come up with this idea? Just to show you the thought process we went through, the engineering processes we had to come up with.
Right, so we came up with the idea of Chad at the state tournament. We looked around and we saw all these high-level teams are still programming their autonomous last minute, and we were one of them. They're doing trial and error, they're brute forcing it out, and they're doing it last minute.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
In general, we just wanted to figure out what the common problem was across all these teams with this last-minute coding, because they should be focusing on other things at tournaments, like alliance making, and just making sure that they're ready to go for their competition.
And then we remembered our own experiences with last-minute coding. We always do like 14-hour coding sessions the day before. And we realized it's because of the trial and error process itself that causes it so long. You enter in values, that doesn't work, enter a new value, that doesn't work. It just takes too long.
But how can we improve the coding experience for FIRST Robotics?
We could use math. We'll take the encoders, we'll do all of the math, do some research, and we'll program modular code that can work with really good accuracy.
In all, we wanted to distribute personalized code for independent teams that work specifically for the independent team's robot.
The problem is most methods of distributing code involves GitHub, which is an online repository of code that you can download from. The problem is that'll only work out of the box with one type of robot, and we wanted to do 4 different types of robots and any type of wheel.
In addition, GitHub can be a really challenging tool for rookie teams to use.
So finally, we had it. We built a website that customizes the code to your robot and your team.
But with building the website, us as a team, we are faced with new challenges that we hadn't been faced with before. Starting with, how do we build a website like that?
I can help you with that. I know all about websites.
Yeah, thanks, Christine. So with the help of our coding mentor, Christine, we built a basic structure for a website.
But that wasn't our only problem. As a build team, we were faced with other challenges. We need to figure out, first of all, what kind of chassis we were going to use, the number that we wanted to make. So we didn't have enough components to make every single chassis out there. So upon that, we did decide to use the 4 main ones that we see at tournaments: the mechanism, the holonomic, the traction, and the partial omni wheel. Beyond that, we still, of course, need to build and design these chassis. So we had to take time out of our summers and start building these so Eric could program them for us. We didn't have enough rev hubs and wires either, so we also needed to come up with a quick way to transfer the rev hub and the wires almost instantly from chassis to chassis instead of taking 30 minutes to transfer them all. Finally, we did want an effective design so then Eric can use it better to program his website.
And after all this, we do still have to write the code to display and generate the code. Luckily, this only took us around 100 hours.
Only 100 hours there, try a little bit harder. But, we're still faced with one more problem. He programs, I build, but neither of us have artistic design. Our website was looking really ugly at this point. Mickey?
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm Lisa.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
That's
Nikki.
enough.
All right, now for Nikki. We'd like to thank her, first of all, for helping us avoid creativity. But all in all,
That's as far as we've gone with Chad today. We do hope in the future to add more things to the website, make it more customizable for different teams to use, add more chassis, make it more efficient if we can. This is just the start to our project. We hope to continue this for years on end.
any questions? Yes.
Do you plan to add a track configuration to the chassis list?
By track, do you mean
Like,
Treads.
treads?
Yes, we do plan on that. We're building that chassis right now.
The 4 traction wheels will mimic that because it's the same skid steer.
That is true. Yes.
So in certain challenges, like last year where we had to detect what the minerals were, sometimes the way you need to move depends on sensors. Just do you have any way to program that? Example being last year where when you sense the jewel, if it was the wrong one, it may be that your robot needs to move to the right to sense the right one. So does the website have any way to do that? Or
Yeah, so that's more of a complicated kind of coding challenge, and we'd like to leave the challenges with the teams, but you can do something like, say, if I've sensed this jewel, if do this, else do this. So basic if-else statement should be enough. The code is modular enough that even after generating, it's not too difficult to add your own stuff, and we do have documentation about that, so it's fairly easy to modify it.
Is there a limit to the number of moves you can make?
No, it's unlimited.
So you could actually regenerate a couple different scenarios on Chad and then incorporate essentially sections of blocks of that code into this to make a much more complex autonomous mode than needed.
Right. So you can make.
Could you repeat the question? Repeat his question.
The question I had is you could basically regenerate a couple different scenarios in Chad, then take portions of that block code to create a much more complex autonomous mode within the team.
Right. So like say you have a decision point where if you see something, do this, otherwise do this. You can make two different chassis or two different autonomouses with chat, and then just copy one of those into the other and add an if-else statement.
My team has not used Java yet, and sort of thinking like in the far future, what is the bias? What is the bias?
Oh, right. So the way that this works is we do a bunch of math with encoders and all that sort of thing. But when we're doing it, we factor in a bias. So what that means is if your robot is really heavy and you have some slippage on the wheel, so say it's moving like 18 inches instead of 20, what you can do is take 20 over 18, and that'll give you some number over 1, and you put that into your bias, and that'll make it move a little bit more, hopefully exactly 20 inches. So that'll help you accommodate for heavier weight. And to address you're not using Java, that's kind of another thing is we do see more people using block coding, and Java is a really cool thing to learn, and so we hope to help get more people into that using this tool.
Yeah, especially the rookie teams that are just moving up from Lego League. We want to help them. They can use chat to help them get into job coding as well. All right, that's about the amount of time that we have for today. We don't have any time for more questions. So,
Thank you.
all for coming. We hope
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
All right, go ahead.